I got a question for all the Peacemaker heads out there and the multiverse lovers. Is it fair to say that what Peacemaker is doing so far in 2 episodes in terms of showing the effects of being connected to a multiverse, not just showing us that in one multiverse green lights means stop and red lights mean go, and you get pizza balls, you could see your doppelganger, fight them, or see your dead self and then just be okay with it. There's no emotion on Marvel's part. But in these 2 episodes of Peacemaker, in the first episode, we saw how horrible his life was in one world, and then he went through the door and saw his other life where everything was exactly what he wanted. Now, that is one of the biggest tropes when we deal with multiverse storylines, but it's all about how you execute it and the purpose of it too. It's not gratuitous. It's not just for the purpose of saying, hey, multiverse things are trending, which it's not. It's very hard to pull off a good multiverse story. And I think what James Gunn is doing here is he's putting a very well crafted bandage on the former DCU and the DCEU and the DCU, and he's binding them together into one, which is only going to be his DCU. Obviously, we know that that's nothing new, but I love that his approach to it is through the perspective of one main character, and we get to see what he's lacking in one world and what he needs the most. He lost his father. His father was abusive. His father was a racist. He killed his brother. He can't find love. He's in love with Harcourt, but she's too broken right now to even know that she needs, love or whatever. And he can't get through to her. He's tried his best, and now he also has Rick Flag Sr. on his ass, and we know that's not going to be good. So during a drunken stupor, as most people do, he decides to make the decision to cross over and go experience what life is, and that's what this episode did. It set us up for Peacemaker being in the new universe, and I love him finding his doppelganger's phone after a very gory butchery scene where him and Vigilante chop up the body of his doppelganger, a la Sopranos, a la Saw. This is actually one of the goriest things I've ever seen in the DCU, this whole episode. And then he finds his doppelganger's phone, and he sees the pictures of him and his other self and the other Harcourt, and it comes back into play at the end of the episode where he makes that drunk decision to reach out to her. He sends a text, but obviously because of universal placement, the text can't go through. So when he crosses over, he goes through his little interdimensional space and goes through the door. The text automatically sends. It's a little detail, but it's sort of like where you get no reception, you send a text and it's kind of in queue, and then when you finally get reception, it sends by itself. So that happens, and he can overhear his father worried about him. They haven't seen him in days, so he's calling all over the place, where his father in his world would have never done that. So I thought that was great. And then right at the end, he checks the phone and sees that the other Harcourt has sent him back a little reply, just a hey, and a broken heart. No long text, no long speech, nothing overdrawn. Just 2 simple words and an emoji, and you get what his character craves and it lacks in his life. So it makes me really excited to see what he's going to experience and how he's going to assimilate himself into this new world, because he has a lot of catching up to do. He has to convince everyone that he's their Peacemaker, so that's going to be interesting. And shout out to the star of the episode, because like I said, it was a very slow-paced episode except for these 2 tremendously gory moments. The star of the episode was Eagly, and it's all in the title. A man is only as good as his bird. He kicked ass protecting that interdimensional door, and it is funny, it is crazy, it is bloody. I was worried that he was going to get killed because they were popping off shots at that bird, and he just came through. I was worried that this was going to be one of those situations where Eagly dies in this world, and then Peacemaker would have to take him from another world and bring him over. But luckily that did not happen, because James Gunn really knows how to pull those heartstrings, man, when it comes to animals. He got me real good with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Sheesh, I'm still crying about that sometimes. So my only thumbs down that I'm gonna give this episode, unfortunately, man, and I expected a lot from him, it was Tim Meadows. I found Tim Meadows' character, one, not funny, extremely obnoxious, and like, what is the point of him? I have to go back and read the credits just to make sure James Gunn wrote this episode, because his jokes are usually on point. I feel like Tim Meadows might have ad-libbed a lot of this or something, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna give him a chance, absolutely, but for his introduction, I found the jokes were way too immature, and he always has that kind of dry delivery, but it just was not working. If you've seen the episode, let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that the James Gunn his approach to the multiverse aspect is better than how Marvel handled everything? And is it fair to say that? I'd love to know what you think. Please like, please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.